Say what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a parole violation. Yard down. Now, for those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. During those times, I accumulated some good stories, and I'm going to share them with y'all today. In the event you happen to like this story, then definitely be sure to hit the like button, leave a comment, subscribe. Most importantly, hit that notification bell. That way, anytime I drop a story, you will be notified ASAP, and you can hop on it whenever you're ready. Also, man, I keep telling y'all, man, I rap. Do not get it twisted because I'm older. My flow is nothing like Curtis Blow. Go to my YouTube list, stroll down the gas stations, and you will find a lot of my songs there. I also have a song called Never Gave Me Therapy. It's on all major streaming sites. Be sure to check your boy out because I gas. Now let's hop right up into this video. Yesterday, I did a video on the topic of can a Crip or a Blood turn down a fade or a mission or refuse to ride. And as I was telling that story, it's crazy how talking about that made me recollect this story that happened when I pretty much first hit the county jail. So I'm going to share that with y'all today. So I got arrested July 27, 1994 in the city of Fontana. The city of Fontana is located in the county of San Bernardino, but my crimes, both of them happened in the city of Banning, which is in the county of Riverside. So initially I was arrested, took to a Fontana jail for a little bit, then moved to the Riverside County Jail in the city of Riverside. I was in that jail maybe about a week. Must have gotten 3-4 fights, got jumped a couple times, cut off my back with a razor. I was going through it, man. So initially, after that, they moved me to another jail within the Riverside County jail system known as Southwest. And that's either in the city of Temecula or Murrieta, I forget. So after being downstairs for a little while, they brought me up to where I was going to be housed at. And the setting looked something similar to what you might see on 60 Days In. In the middle, it had a control booth, a tenant control booth. Around the control booth on the outsides was 3 different pods. 2 of those pods happened to be cell living. The particular pod they put me in was dorm living. Now, so of course I had to be let in through an electric sliding door. The electric sliding door was maybe about 4 or 5 feet off to the right. So it wasn't directly in front of that control booth. So as he lets me in, I walk in, maybe I take 4 or 5 steps. Immediately to my right, maybe about 15 or 20 feet, there's 3 or 4 phones up against the wall, you know, a cement wall. Of course, the phones also have the little desk attached to them where you can sit down with the little metal stool that comes from under it so you can talk and, you know, sit down as you're talking. Now, if you continue to walk along that wall, maybe another 10 to 15 feet, it slightly curves off to the right and it turns, and that was like a little blind spot where people would go and fight. Now, when you come in, maybe about 20 or 30 feet, there's a bunch of metal long tables and benches where we would sit down and eat. Then maybe another 30 feet beyond that, they had a bunch of like cots where we would sleep at. And then upstairs, they had some cots too. Also, when you come in, if you go to the left and walk, maybe, I don't know, 20, 30 feet, they had the TV up against the wall. They had these long metal sinks, and they had hot water spigots where we could get hot water. You know, now also they had 2 vending machines up in there. One vending machine sold stuff like Zoom Zooms and Wham Whams, cosmetics, soaps, lotion, candy, combs, toothpaste, magic shave, honey buns, so on and so forth. The other vending machine sold coffee and soft drinks. And the way we would utilize those vending machines is they gave us a card when you come up in there. You slide your card through there and purchase whatever you would purchase. Your people would put money on your account and stuff like that. Now, when you come in there, they also give you this like cardboard box, and you can put, you know, some property items up in there, maybe, you know, 15, 20 soups, some of your soap, hair grease, whatever, and then had your name on it. So now when I come in there, I go to the bunk that I'm assigned. You know, I make my bed up. I put my little box up under the bed, and then I go over there to the TV area. Now, there was 4 Bloods up in there that I come to find out. Now, one of the Bloods was named Boulade. All the Bloods was in their early 20s. Boulade, I believe, had been to the pen. He was maybe about 6 feet, maybe about 185, you know, kind of skinny, but cut up, you know. The other Bloods, one Blood, his real name was either T Stone or T Rock, something like that. I can't remember. They called him T. Then the other 2 Bloods, I don't remember at all. as far as their names go. But one of them definitely stands out, and I'm going to call him Little Extra Blood, because he definitely was with the extras. You know, this was in the early 90s when back then, you know, gang banging was wild and off the chain. And of course, you would have a lot of Crips. If they said a word that started with a B, they would replace it with a C. And the Bloods done the same thing as well, except for if they said a word that started with a C, they would replace it with a B. So Little Extra Blood, he was with the extras. He'd be in there. Oh, what's up, Blood? Let me get your bar, Blood. I'm going to go get me some Boffy. Or, hey, what's up, Blood? Yeah, you going to eat your chocolate bake? Talking about you going to eat your chocolate cake. Hey, what's up, Blood? You want to play some Best? Let's play some Becker's, Blood. Or, hey, Blood, let me get a Billy soup, Blood. He wouldn't even say chili soup, you know, so he was definitely in there with the extras, man. He was probably about 5'7", I don't know if I mentioned, maybe about 5'7", maybe about 140, 145. Real skinny dude, but acted like he was the hardest blood in the world. So anyway, after I make my bed, I go over there. I'm by the TV. I don't know if you guys have been paying attention to. I told you I ended up meeting a Crip who was about 35, had been to the pen. So I go to talking to this dude eventually later on down the line. You know, he's been to the pen. So I'm asking him, hey, man, you know, I'm giving him information about my case. Like, do you think they got a case against me or whatever? Unbeknownst to me, this dude is scary, don't want to go back to jail. He ends up writing the district attorney telling him he has information about my case and comes and testifies against me. So anyway, he was one of the first dudes that I met up in there. So as I'm standing under the TV, he come like, hey, what's up, man? He talk with a list. Hey, what's up? Where you from out there, man? Where you know, what you claiming or whatever, man? What's up, man? So I tell him or whatever. He telling me about, you know, the rules and the regulations up in there and stuff like that. So later that night, I'm at my bunk area. Maybe I didn't went to the phone. I didn't did something, whatever. Now, it's where I'm over there sleeping at now. It's like, it's my bunk. Then right next to me is this white dude, and I don't remember his name, but I'm going to just call him Still High, because back then you had a lot of white dudes. They would come in there. They was on that speed, real heavy and tough. And sometimes they would literally sleep for hours and hours. They'd wake up and they'd eat, then go right back to sleep. Well, Still High, he'd be moving all fast, talking all fast, doing these little quirky movements. And so to me, he acted like he was still high. You know, when he wasn't asleep, he would be reading his Louis L'Amour books. He loved them cowboy books, drinking coffee and talking real fast. So it was my bunk. It was Still High. It was Little Extra Blood. Then there was another black dude who was a non-affiliate. Now, this other black dude was probably about 6'2", maybe 225, 230, real stocky, muscular dude, solid looking, like he worked construction or he worked out or something like that, you know, like I said, he didn't gang bang. Now, later on, in the course of talking to him and, you know, hearing him talk, come to find out he had been having, or he had had several run-ins with these Bloods. And he felt like they was pressing him or trying to treat him unfairly because he was a non-affiliate and he was in there, you know, quote unquote, alone or whatever. So now, as I'm sitting on my bunk, I guess he had went up and went to the shower. When he comes back down from the shower, he feels that somebody has went in his property and stole some of his property, whether it was soups, toothpaste, whatever, I don't know. So you got the Bloods over there, they watching TV. So like I said, where his bunk is his bunk. On the left of him slept Little Extra Blood. On the right of him was a white dude. But now if you come back this way, it was the non-affiliate, Little Extra Blood, the white dude, Still High, then it was my bunk. So he shouts down there. He said, hey, man, did you see anybody go in my bunk? Still, or did you see anybody go in my property? Still High was like, no, bro, you know, not me, dude. I'm just sitting down here chilling. You know me. I'm just reading my cowboy book, drinking my coffee. Hey, I didn't see nothing, bro. Not me, bro. I didn't see nothing. So, you know, so he gets up and he don't say nothing to me. That's literally the first night that I'm in there. He gets up, he goes and walks over there to the TV area and goes over there and says something to the Blood Boule. He like, hey man, I think your homie went up in my property box and stole my property. He like, hey, yeah, man, I'm tired of y'all, you know, whoop-de-whoop, doing this, doing that, or whatever. So Boule is like, hey, Blood, the homies up in here don't do no stealing blood. Hey, Blood, did you go in Blood's property box? He's talking to Little Extra Blood. Little Extra Blood like, hell no, Blood, I ain't been up in there, Blood. So he telling, hey, homie, yeah, we don't do no stealing or whatever. So, you know, the non-affiliate dude, he huffing and puffing. He talking about, I'm tired of y'all. You know, y'all got me messed up. Whoop-de-whoop-whoop. You know, so he goes back to the bunk. He's still mad. He huffing and puffing. Maybe about 10, 15 minutes later, S, the dude who ends up telling on me, the Crip from LA, he comes over there. He like, hey man, what's going on, man? What was all that about? He like, yeah, man, them dudes have been up in my property box. They done stole my stuff. I'm tired of them dudes. I'm telling you, man, I'm finna to hurt one of them dudes. He like, oh man, what did you see who did it? He like, no. He like, oh, but that definitely ain't cool. Like I said, S had been to the pen before. He was about 35, He like, oh yeah, that ain't cool, man. That ain't cool or whatever. The non-affiliate is like, yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of that stuff. I'm gonna hurt one of them dudes, whatever. So they talk about it for a minute. S go back and go to watching TV. So we end up going to sleep. The next morning as we get up, we go to breakfast. Now, the Bloods, they over there at their own little table eating. So we sitting over there talking. The non-affiliate, he still hasn't let this go. He upset. He like, yeah, man, I'm telling you, man, I'm tired of them dudes, man. They playing with me. They think that I'm in here by myself. I'm going to end up hurting one of them dudes, whatever, right? So now, fast forward maybe 2 or 3 days later. And I have seen this happen over and over. People fighting behind the phones, especially the phones and sometimes the shower. Those are always hot, trouble-starting areas in prison or whatever. And reason being because if you in there and, you part of a gang or a collective, 9 times out of 10, those individuals always look out for their homies. They're not going to keep the game clean. So you might go ask them, hey, homie, who got that phone after you? Who got the shower? Oh, my homie such and such got it. Then the homie such and such got it after him. A lot of times they'll just be lying, just putting their homie in line when he hasn't even asked for that stuff. And so after when you finally come to the realization, that's going to make anybody mad or whatever. So I've seen fights, especially in the county jail, more fights than I can even name over that phone. So anyway, we over there chilling, right? We watching TV. So I guess now the non-affiliate dude, he goes to try to get on the phone, and Boulay, the Blood, is on the phone. So he asked him, hey man, who got the phone after you? He tell him, you got the phone, right? So he comes back over there, the non-affiliated dude. Now he looks up maybe 2 or 3 minutes later. He sees that Boulay is off the phone. He's standing around watching TV. So he's like, hey, homie, what's up with the phone, man? I thought I had the phone next. He said, oh, yeah, man, but I called once. I couldn't get through. So I gave the phone to my homie. I told him, no, you got it after him. So he talking about little extra blood. So now the non-affiliated dude, he mad. He feel like he's being played. He like, no, homie, that ain't how I go, man. If you call and you can't get through, I got it next. I'm after you. You don't get a phone to somebody else. He's like, man, well, I gave the homie the phone. He on the phone already. So the non-affiliated dude, he not having that. So he walks over there. He goes and says whatever he says to little extra blood. So little extra blood, I guess he's already in the middle of a call. So he holler. He like, hey, Boulay Blood, what's up? Blood say he got the phone. He like, no, homie, I had a phone. I couldn't get through. I gave it to you, homie. Go ahead and ball who you gonna ball, homie. Forget what he talking about. Make your phone ball, Blood. So he telling little extra blood, stay on the phone, do you. So I guess the non-affiliated dude couldn't, he definitely wasn't accepting that. So maybe after a minute or two, we hear dooga. You look up, boop, bop. The non-affiliated dude, he didn't two-piece little extra blood and just laid him out right there at the phone. So after he two-pieced him, he stepped back in the middle of the day room, basically trying to put himself in clear view of that control booth in the event these Bloods try to jump me. Man, I'm tired of y'all. Y'all got me messed up. I'm tired of y'all. So we over there watching TV. So Boulay's like, man, did this dude just hit the homie? So they go over there. They go get at little extra blood, get him all up and stuff. And so, now the non-affiliated dude, he just kind of like walking. He's walking in the center area, of where he's at. But he's making sure he stays within sight of this control booth in the event they try to jump him. So, he stays over there for a while. So the Bloods, they get up, they go over there to their bed area, and they talking, right? So later that day, when it's around count time, when we had to get on our bunks, Boulay come down. He like, hey, homie, that stuff wasn't cool, man. You fired on a little homie. Me and you got to get down. So the non-affiliate dude said, man, I ain't trying to hear none of that. Basically, y'all gonna try to jump me. I ain't gonna fight y'all. We like, no, blood, this gonna be head up, me and you. You got to get down with me, though, blood. I'm telling you, we ain't accepting that or whatever, right? And so he walk on off. He telling him, later on the night, we got to get down or whatever. So as he leave, the dude is down there pretty much talking more to himself, like, I know they're going to try to jump me. I told him, man, I'm tired of playing games with these dudes or whatever. So, the day goes on throughout the day. And after later that night, we have dinner or whatever. Dude comes down there late at night, maybe about 9 o'clock, 9, 10 o'clock, telling dude what's up. He need his fade for firing on a little extra blood or whatever. He like, no, I ain't fighting you, man. I know y'all gonna try to jump me or whatever. He like, no, homie, it's gonna be one-on-one. This is what Boulay is telling the non-affiliated dude. It's gonna be one-on-one. It's gonna be one-on-one. So dude, he get up. The non-affiliated dude, he gets up and his bunk is already pretty much back there in that that blind spot that I told you guys about. So he walks back toward the blind spot, but instead of putting his back up against the wall, he gets off to the left a little bit in front of the bunk. I guess because he can kind of keep an eye on what the other Bloods is doing. So because now the other Bloods, they didn't got off their bunk and they didn't came and sat at the tables, so where they have a straight view of what's going on. He's like, see, look at your homies. This is the non-affiliated dude. He's like, look at your homie. He's like, no, Blood. Hey, Blood, y'all big back, Blood. This is one-on-one. I got this. So he's saying this to his homies, right? So now they square off. Now, as they squaring off, the non-affiliated dude, like I said, he's not in the far back. He's not in the end of the blind spot. He's off to the left a little bit so he can look to his right and look back at the table. So now as he's glancing, he got his fist up, but he glancing, he obviously he's nervous, right? Now as he's looking to the side, Boulay come, boom, boom, get off on him. He hit him and stuff, but it really don't affect him. He like, no, let's get this. Oh man, your homie's gonna try to jump me. Your homie's gonna try to jump me. This is what the non-affiliated do. He said, no, homie, this is me and you. This is me and you, homie. I need that fade. So now as they, they going through the motions, maybe about, 15, 20 seconds, 30 seconds, you can tell that the non-affiliated dude is still worried about if them other dudes is going to jump him, the other three Bloods. So at some point, it was almost like he just said to hell with it. All of a sudden, he rushed Boulay, fired on him one good time. Bam! Hit him hard. Like I said, he was a big old solid dude. Now, when he hit Boulay, he didn't knock him down, but Boulay fell. His knees buckled. And now he's putting his knees up under, changing his feet, shuffling his feet, trying to get his balance and stop from falling. I don't know if y'all familiar with that dance they be doing out there in New York called getting sturdy, but that punch had Boulay looking like he was getting sturdy, And so all of a sudden, when the non-affiliated dude seen that he's losing his balance, he rush him. He pick him up and he slam him. When he slam him, he hop on him. Rights and lefts trying to beat him to death. Whop, whoop, whop, whop. He hitting him hard. Now all of a sudden, Boulay go to hollering, blood, blood. And immediately the Bloods, they run down there and they hop on the non-affiliate's helmet. Boom, bop, boom, bop, boom, bop, bop. They on his helmet though, real tough. Beep, boom, bop, bop. They busting him up. All of them except for Little Extra Blood. Little Extra Blood stayed seated at the little metal table that he was looking. Almost immediately, when they run down there, I don't know if the guard in the control booth was watching, or maybe their fast movement made him realize something was going on. So he comes over the intercom. Everybody on their bunk, get on your rack, get on your rack, get on your rack. So now Boulay and T, they stay on his helmet though. Bop, boop, bop, boop, bop, boop, bop. They busting him up. Now, the bigger dude, the non-affiliated dude, he trying to fight back and trying to cover up a little bit. One of the Bloods, he runs over and sits down on the bunk. So when the COs or guards come up in there, they get the non-affiliate, they get Boulay, and they get the dude T or whatever. They walk them up out of there, take them off. So now you got remaining the other Blood, and you got Little Extra Blood. So now Little Extra Blood, we go, or everybody's on their bunks or whatever. So eventually he come down there. He tell him, hey, Blood, that wasn't bull, Blood. That wasn't bull what you did, Blood. All that stuff was over you, Blood. You didn't go help the homie. He's like, oh, man, well, I started to run down there, but he came over the intercom. He's like, yeah, Blood, that wasn't bull, Blood. So, it's now, by this time, I don't know, it's like 10:30, 11 o'clock at night, whatever. So we on our bunks, we chilling, playing cards or whatever. Maybe about 1 or 2 in the morning, that electric door opens up and 2 of the Bloods come back, Boulay and T. Like, what's up, Blood? Yeah, Blood, we back, Blood. So they come up in there, Now, by this time, Little Extra Blood is in his bed with the covers pulled over his head. He up in there either he sleep or he pretending to be asleep. So they come up in there, they sit down for a minute, they maybe wait 10 or 15 minutes maybe to make sure the guards is gone. Now, the non-affiliated dude, he doesn't come back. So now I guess they sitting down there chilling, waiting for the guards to leave. Because, at night they'll come through there, they'll walk around, do their little check, and they'll bounce, So eventually they come down there. Boulay, he come down there. he hits the bed that little extra blood is sleeping on or whatever. You know, he's like, hey, blood, what's up, blood? Get up. So he wake up, act like he's sleepy. He's like, hey, blood, let me get your bar, blood, to go get some boffy, blood. So he tell him, oh, man, I don't got no money right now. You know, I'm going to get a visit tomorrow and get some money put on it. He's like, okay, all right. He's like, hey, blood, why didn't you get in that stuff, blood? That was all behind you, you know. He's like, oh, man, well, I started to get into it, but, you know, they told us to sit down and all that. He's like, oh, hell no, blood. So while he talking, all of a sudden, he just, bam, he's slapping me, grabbing me behind the neck. Yeah, blood, you buster. That was all behind you, blood. You didn't even get in it, blood. Yeah, that was behind you. So now he choking him or whatever, right? So they own him, you know. And so eventually they get up off him. They talking crazy to him, whatever. So now they leave and stuff, you know, calling him busters and marks or whatever. So maybe about 25, 30 minutes later, he gets up out of his bed and he starts walking towards the electric sliding door. Now, one of the Bloods said, hey, Blood, look at him, Blood, look at him. So Boule said, hey, Blood, you better not hit that bell. You better not hit that bell, Blood. He talking about you can go over there to the door. They got like a little button you can press on the intercom and talk to the people in the control booth. He like, oh, no, Blood, I wasn't doing that. I'm just coming to get some hot water, Blood. He said, hot water for what? You said you ain't got no boffy. So he come back over there. He said, oh, no, man, I'm going to just, you know, put the hot water in my cup and, you know, just swirl it around and pretty much just drink, you know, the old coffee that was in it. He's like, oh, hell no, Blood. So they talking, they own him some more. You know, they talking crazy to him or whatever. So now the next morning come, little extra, he doesn't get out of his bed. He just stays in his bed or whatever up under the covers. We all go eat breakfast or whatever. Now, maybe about, I don't know, 11, 12, somewhere around there, they call little extra for a visit. So he goes out there. He comes back from the visit. Soon as he pretty much come through the door, Boule is on him like, hey, Blood, what's up, Blood? Let me get your bar, Blood. Let me go get me some boffy, Blood. I need a shot of boffy, Blood. He's like, oh, yeah, okay, homie, okay. So now he, you know, goes in his top, you know, because we got these jumpsuits on and they got a little pocket right there. He goes in the pocket and tell him, you know, go ahead, yeah, Blood, get you some coffee. It's cool, you know. So dude goes over there now. Instead of just getting the coffee, he's buying up all types of stuff, you know. Now they got it's like a safety measure up in there. If somebody happened to steal your card or take your card or whatever, if you got $100 on your books or however much money you got, you only can spend $20 a day, you know. So Boule goes to the machine and pretty much spends the whole 20. He buying all types of stuff. And then comes back and telling him, oh, yeah, you's a buster, Blood. Yeah, you's a buster. This all me. Talking about everything he done bought up out of there. So once again, little extra Blood, he gets in the bed. You know, he gets in the bed, act like he sleep, pull the covers over his head or whatever. Now, later that night or later that day, when they feed us dinner, like around 4 o'clock or whatever time it was, we'll get up, we get in a single file line, we go to that sliding glass door. You got two dudes who's working up in there, who's inmates up in there. They passing out the trays. So when it's time for him to act like he's gonna get his tray, a little extra Blood, he steps out. He steps out, he goes and says something to the guard, you know, pretty much, I'm having a problem, I can't be up in here or whatever. When Boule see him, Boule like, oh, hell no, look at Blood. So, you know, they close the door, whatever. He goes, talk to the guards. We go over there, we eat. Maybe in about an hour, they come over there, they open the door, they call the last names of the rest of the Bloods up in there. Boule, the dude who didn't get called at all, and the other dude, T. They call them, take them off. I never see none of them no more. Maybe about a week or two later, I happen to go to court. I'm going to court, and also Still High is going to court. So we sitting there, we talking or whatever. Still High said, yeah, dude, he did it, dude. I saw him, dude. I saw him going to boxing, dude. But you know, that's not my stuff. I didn't want to get in that stuff, dude. You know, that's you guys' race stuff, dude. I seen him though, dude. He was foul, dude. He was foul. He was talking about he actually did see extra Blood going there and steal the non-affiliated stuff. So anyway, yeah, you know, they got on his helmito, lefts and rights, you know what I'm saying, busting him up and all that. And I never seen none of them dudes again after that. But anyway, you already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.